The health department reports less than 8,000 cases for the fourth straight day. Local health officials are mulling the rollout of booster shots before the year ends. Comelec has extended the voters' registration schedule to include Saturdays in some registration sites. The Makabayan bloc says they are open to teaming up with other presidential aspirants as long as they oppose a Duterte or Marcos rule. Overseas, NASA just launched a mission to study the science behind planetary formation. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know to jumpstart your Sunday. I'm Riza Diaz. MMDA Chairman Benhar Abalos reminded LGUs to follow the unified guidelines for Alert Level 3. In yesterday's Laging Handa briefing, Abalos said the LGUs cannot decide to adjust the alert level on their own as the IATF has the final say on guidelines. But mayors can still implement granular lockdowns if needed within their jurisdiction. Now, he also said the public should do their part and observe health protocols to allow the safe reopening of the economy.
Ang treatment natin sa Metro Manila as hindi po tayo kanya-kanya, no? Napagkasundoan po ng mga mayors ng Metro Manila na maski na sa klasifikasyon ng mga pilot nung araw na kung dati kung tutuusin mo, it could be alert 4 sa iba, alert 3 sa iba, mas minabuti naming iisang alert lamang ang buong NCR.
Meanwhile, the health department reported over 7,700 new COVID-19 cases on Saturday, the fourth consecutive day that fresh cases came in below the 8,000 mark. This has brought total infections to 2.7 million, some 85,000 of which are still considered active. Now, 156 additional deaths were recorded yesterday, pushing the death toll to over 40,000. Total recoveries rose to 2.5 million, with over 1,600 new survivors logged on Saturday. Now, out of the 54,000 patients tested for COVID-19, 13% turned out positive. The OCTA research group says the decline in new daily coronavirus cases are within the range of their projections. Speaking to One News, OCTA's Professor Guido David said they are hopeful that this decline will hold even amid the easing of restrictions.
In the NCR, it's decreasing. In Cavite, in Laguna, overall, the reproduction number is less than 1. In Cebu, in Davao City. So, and even the positivity rate is also decreasing. So this actually is, these are good signs moving forward.
David added that they have even lower case projections for the holidays. He said the nationwide daily average will continue to decline down to 5,000. But David also warned the public should still allow for a possible spike if health protocols are not followed.
Of course, we have to allow for the possibility that there may be spikes in cases because if people are not careful, if we don't follow health protocols, there could be spikes in cases as more people go out, especially to the malls, and then we also have the campaign period. But if we don't see spikes in cases, we think that definitely we should be at around 5,000 cases per day or less by the end of the month in the country. Hopefully by November, it should be much less than that.
The Philippines awaits the WHO's go signal before rolling out booster shots. Vaccine czar Carlito Galvez said the government is expecting the WHO to have its decision by next month. Galvez added that the government aims to start giving booster shots right after receiving an approval. But Health Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergere clarified that there is a difference between a third dose and a booster shot.
Kailangan lang po maintindihan ng ating mga kababayan na meron hong pagkakaiba ang booster doses, additional doses, or third doses. At ang nire-recommenda po ngayon, third doses or additional doses para po dun sa ating mga immunocompromised individuals, for senior citizens, and even for healthcare workers.
Now, with the holidays just around the corner, pandemic-hit business owners are struggling to find means to disburse the law-mandated 13th-month pay to other or through their employees. Are government loans the answer? Faith Del Mundo has the report.
This security agency company in Quezon City suffered a great loss because of the pandemic, especially as most of their clients also had to shut down their businesses. It is their policy to save and allot funds for their guards' 13th-month pay, but even financing their employees' basic pay can be challenging.
Mabigat talaga. As of now, hindi kakayanin. Hindi kami makasingil din. So, saan kami kukuha ng pang 13 months?
This small eatery in Marikina shares the same sentiment even if they have only 12 employees.
Yung anxiety, yung boring, di ba? Hindi naging normal Saan ka kukuha ng pampasahod. Bonuses, talagang challenges yun para sa amin. Kasi hindi natin masabi. Actually, last month lang sabi, biglang ECT ulit. Sobrang unstable ng industry.
Presidential Decree number 851 requires all employers to pay 13-month pay to their staff. Labor Secretary Silvestre Bello III acknowledges the financial hardship of business owners in light of the pandemic lockdowns. He suggests that employers and employees have a dialogue on the matter.
Advice ko sa mga sa ating mga employers na pwede nila kausapin yung mga employees. Alam naman nila na ipaliwanag siguro they have to come up with some creative consensus para ma-address itong problema na to. And it cannot be waived. It cannot be the subject of an exemption.
Malacanang said there will be no exceptions to the law despite the global health emergency. But it confirmed that the government will give assistance to small and medium enterprises. This is to lessen the burden in their financial obligation to employees.
Magbibigay naman po ng assistance ang ating gobyerno sa pamamagitan ng Small Business Corporation para dun sa mga small and medium scale industries na kinakailangan ng tulong pambayad sa 13-month pay.
The Department of Trade and Industry is also willing to loan to small businesses.
Naglaan kami ng pondo para diyan at ang pondong ito ay walang interest at saka 12-month pay.
Employers say the loans will be a big help, especially so that their employees can enjoy the holiday season. But for now, keeping their business operational is a bigger struggle, so they can continue to provide jobs to their staff. For News 5, Faith Del Mundo, we are One News.
COMELEC has extended the voter registration hours 2 weeks before the deadline. Voter registration in selected areas would be from Mondays to Fridays, starting 8 in the morning until 7 p.m. The agency also opened up registration this coming Saturday, but only until 5 p.m. in some areas. The extended hours with Saturday registration will be implemented in NCR, Alcala, and San Quintin in Pangasinan, Tarlac City, Capas, and Concepcion in Tarlac, and Quezon Province. Voter registration will end on October 30, just 2 weeks from now. Now, a few days after COMELEC resumed the voter registration, COMELEC Commissioner Rowena Guanzon is asking, where are the registrants? The commissioner posted several photos in social media showing near-empty satellite offices. Netizens were quick to answer that it was the commission's delayed announcement of the extended schedule that probably caused the lack of registrants on a Saturday. Senatorial aspirant and former Bayan Muna Representative Nery Colmenares admits there are objections to his possible inclusion in the senatorial lineup of Vice President Leni Robredo. Colmenares said he is being considered as the 12th pick in the Robredo's senatorial slate. But he said Robredo's camp are, quote, probably still trying to resolve objections about his joining the ticket.
There are some objections from some quarters in her slate. So they're still trying to probably to resolve that. So, but then probably they weren't able to resolve that. That's why I wasn't included when she announced her senatorial slate yesterday.
Colmenares also said the Makabayan coalition is open to teaming up with other presidential aspirants as long as they oppose candidates of President Duterte and dictator son Bongbong Marcos Jr. While he has already discussed platforms with other presidential aspirants, Colmenares said he has yet to sit down with Robredo.
We managed to speak with almost three of the presidential candidates, except that in the case of VP Robredo, we were able to talk to her representatives. We haven't yet sat down with her formally to discuss her platform.
The DILG is being accused of nitpicking after flagging possible health violations in a Batangas event attended by presidential aspirant Isko Moreno. In an interview with the Chief's Acción Democrático chairperson, Ernest Ramel questions the agency for their supposed double standard. Ramel noted that there was also a mass gathering during PDP Laban's convention in Pampanga. He also raised possible violations of health protocols during the COC filing, where President Duterte raised the hands of his senatorial bets.
Why are they now nitpicking on someone, on a candidate that is their opponent? I mean, is this a simple double standard from their end? Even when we hold oath takings in Manila, we have antigen testing, all right, and then we ensure that there's social distancing with the participants. They could go ahead and investigate if they want. I mean, do they see any wrong doing it?
NASA has launched a mission to study Jupiter's Trojan asteroids. The asteroids are large clusters of space rocks that scientists think are remnants of primordial material that formed the solar system's outer planets. Now, the probe, named Lucy after the first female fossil found, lifted off at around 5:34 p.m. yesterday, Philippine time. It will be going on a 12-year expedition to study a record number of asteroids and the first to study Jupiter's Trojan asteroids. Scientists hope Lucy's expedition will yield new clues to how the solar system has formed. And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us later again at 10 in the morning as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on Signal Play app. Register for a free account now, www.signalplay.com, and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Riza Diaz. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.